Do you want to know how to crush a job interview when you're over 50? I have a well kept secret. Basically, forget everything you've ever been told. All of it. Just let it all go out your brain. Because let's be honest, the moment that they see you, it's already game over. You're MySpace at a TikTok convention. At this point, interviews aren't about your qualifications, they're about how well you can pretend you're still 25. I frickin' suck at pretending. And if you thought pretending to be 25 was bad, wait until you see what happens when you act your actual age. I'm about to show you exactly how to flunk an interview in the most spectacularly ridiculous ways possible. It's like a masterclass of three things. I keep hearing that 50 is the new 30. Yeah, that's adorable. Turns out that's only true if you're Jennifer Lopez. For the rest of us, 50 is more like the new invisible. They told us to stay relevant, keep learning, stay in shape, dress trendy, look young. And what do we get? Rejected by Chad, a hiring manager who's young enough to call me ma'am without even a hint of irony. Chad doesn't care about your decades of experience or that you've managed teams bigger than his Instagram following. He's not impressed that you've saved entire projects from imploding. Nope. He's busy deciding whether to ghost you now or send you the polite but pointless, we've decided to move in another direction email later. Chad's the kind of guy who brags about his leadership skills because he once sent a great job, team email. You know a Chad. We all know a Chad. Now, society loves to tell us that we're the best versions of ourselves at 50, but the job market? Pfft, it acts like we've got one foot in the grave and the other in a retirement seminar. So let's break it down. Here's how to crush that next interview. Step 1, dress like a professional. Oh my God, I couldn't even say it. Just kidding. This is a huge mistake. Huge. So first of all, congratulations on your interview. And in your mind, you're thinking it's time to dress the part, right? All polished and professional like. Wrong. Showing up looking like a professional is the fastest way to scream, Hi, I'm old enough to remember dial-up and when email was cutting edge. Meanwhile, Chad, your 25-year-old interviewer, is in a stained hoodie, wearing AirPods and jeans that he probably bought from an Instagram ad. But hey, he's innovative. He's a visionary. But you're too rigid. You're too corporate. Bonus points if they ask you if you're comfortable in a dynamic environment wearing many hats, which is code for, can you do 3 people's jobs without complaining or asking for a raise, please? Sound familiar? It should, because it's been in every job posting since 2005. Dressing like a professional when you're over 50 doesn't make you look competent. It makes you look like a parent who just crashed a kegger. And trust me, Chad doesn't want to share his barrel-aged IPA craft beer with you. But hey, at least the outfit only makes you look old. Wait until we talk about how your decades of experience somehow make you unhireable. Nothing screams red flag like being too good at what you do. This brings us to step 2. Talk about your experience. You've worked hard for decades. You've climbed that ladder and you've built an impressive resume. Naturally, you think that's what they want to hear. Nope. You've been told over and over again that your resume should sell your story and highlight your strengths. But here's the catch. If your story starts before the iPhone, Chad's already checked out. The moment you mention your accomplishments, they're already imagining that HR email that says that you're overqualified. Oh, you've managed teams of 50? Ooh, you've launched multi-million-dollar projects? Cool story, bro. Can you whip up a trending TikTok dance that doubles as a marketing strategy? Suddenly, all the things that should make you a dream hire, experience, leadership, problem solving, they're all just red flags. Go figure. Nothing scares Chad more than someone who actually knows what they're doing. All right, here's a pro tip from me to you. Keep everything vague enough to sound modern, but not so specific that they realize you're overqualified. They don't actually care what you've done. They just want to know if you can keep up with Chad and his constant stream of buzzwords like synergy, disruption, and gamifying the customer journey. So, lesson learned, right? Experience isn't the selling point you thought it was. It's the reason they're moving on to the next candidate. Finally, we arrive at step 3 of our masterclass. Be honest. I'm totally kidding. I just choked on my spit. Honesty in interviews is the ultimate setup. One wrong word and you've talked yourself out of the job. Take the classic, where do you see yourself in 5 years? It's a landmine disguised as a question. It's a trap. Say the wrong thing and you're absolute toast. You're thinking to yourself, well, I'd love to still have a job, maybe take a lunch break without guilt and finally learn how to dodge those mandatory happy hours. But no, you would be wrong. You would be so wrong. The correct answer is, I see myself thriving, growing, and innovating under this company's visionary leadership. Translation, lie. Just lie. Lie like your life depends on it, because apparently it does. Because if if you admit that you're hoping to retire someday, they'll assume that you're already halfway out the door. And if you admit you just want stability, they'll assume that you're not hungry enough, which is corporate code for willing to work overtime for free. Spoiler alert, they're not calling you back either way. Here's the deal, hun. It's not about you bombing the interview. It's about them looking for someone who fits their idea of a perfect young person, cheap, with a pliable brain that still buys into the idea that work is family and pizza parties make up for being overworked. They say they want experience, but what they really want is someone who won't remind them of how much they don't know. And here's the real kicker about job interviews over 50. It's not just about finding a paycheck. It's about finding yourself in a system that keeps telling you that you're irrelevant. And if you've ever sat there staring at the wreckage of what you thought your life was supposed to be, you know exactly what I mean. When I hit that point, it wasn't just a job rejection. It felt like my whole identity was crumbling. Turns out, though, losing all the things I thought defined me wasn't the end. It was the beginning of something completely different, something I didn't even know that I needed. So if you're standing in those ashes wondering what's next, trust me, this isn't where it ends. You've got to hear this next part, because falling apart, it's not a failure. It's a trampoline. And I'm about to show you what bouncing back really looks like.